in the cavalcade of miracles God had to perform to protect the animals in Noah's Ark from things like asphyxiation. No, not that. Starvation, poisoning, disease, and all the other horrors of that floating abattoir, the inhabitants finally touched land for the first time after their long, harrowing ordeal. The land was a barren waste, devoid of virtually all plant life. Even most seeds didn't survive being submerged for a year. But apparently, there was at least one olive tree around somewhere, so maybe the herbivores were in luck. But then there's the carnivores. 5 minutes off the ark and the prey animals get devoured by lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Okay, to be fair, lions and tigers are probably the same kind. But you gotta admit it has a better tempo than large cat kinds and T-Rexes and carnivorous bear kinds. Luckily, the pandas and koalas made it out of harm's way and set out on their arduous journey from the Middle East to China and Australia, with no bamboo or eucalyptus to eat along the way. But wait, salvation is at hand, for John Oakes, Ph.D., writing on the Evidence for Christianity website, says,
I see absolutely no way that a koala bear could migrate from Australia to get on the ark, nor any way for the koala to make its way back to Australia after the flood. It is simply impossible for koalas to swim across open ocean.
That was a swing and a miss. But he does go on to say,
one possibility is that after the flood, God miraculously recreated the animals in places such as South America and Australia, which were wiped out in the flood and which obviously could not migrate to the ark to be saved.
Yes. Let's add some more miracles to the ever-growing list not mentioned in the Bible. But of course, this poof animals into existence hypothesis is contradicted by Genesis 6:1.
And of every living thing, of all flesh, you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female.
So, sadly for Dr. Oakes, it looks like the koalas had to make the round trip after all. But fear not, we have Paul F. Taylor, writing for Answers in Genesis. Maybe he can shed some light on the post-flood animal migration.
Of course, we were not there at the time to witness how this migration may have happened, but those adhering to a biblical worldview can be certain that animals obviously did get to far places, and that there are rational ways in which it could have happened.
But don't hold your breath waiting for him to give us one of those rational ways. He doesn't. So we have no plants for the herbivores, no meat for the carnivores, impossible distances to travel, but hey, no problem, 'cause, say it with me, God did it. Yay. Now, with all the animals headed around the globe, it's time for Noah and his family to be fruitful and multiply. And here, just because I'm so gracious, I'll solve 2 conundrums for the creationist. First, how did the humans survive and prodigiously reproduce on the desolate slopes of Mount Ararat? And second, why have we never found the ark? Answer, they ate it. Duh. According to Bishop Ussher's chronology, the flood occurred around 2348 BC. So that gives the 4 couples just about 150 years to repopulate the entire planet, because their offspring will need to build the Tower of Babel in 2200 BC in order for God to destroy their language, because they had the audacity to cooperate.
Those bastards!
Archaeologists think the pyramids in Egypt were built in the 26th century BC, which would be a couple centuries before the flood, yet they somehow show no signs of ever being on the ocean floor. So if Noah's progeny need to build those too, the women had to squeeze out octuplets every week. Oh crap! I forgot China! Gotta populate that after the tower debacle too. But damned if they didn't already have an advanced language of their own several centuries before God went all psycho on the speech center of everybody's brains. You know what? There's a whole lot more to explain in the aftermath of God's Rage Fest. So if you think you can do it,
Error, 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 error.